So, it's another beautiful day, and Jessica Townsend and I have a little bit of a disagreement about who can do the best thing with this, which is a toilet roll tube. So, she thinks she can do the best thing with it, and I think that I can, so we're both going to make a video and see what happens. So, I'm going to be making a fairly uncreative, but I think a solid offering of a dripping pipe full of gunk to use for 40k or Necromunda. So let's step inside the shed and see what we can do. So the first thing we need to do for our dripping pipe is make, well, a pipe. So I've got a lit candle here. I'm using a scented candle because I'm secure in my masculinity. If you're doing anything with candles, always keep a pint glass full of water to one side. And always, well, just don't be a muppet. So the first thing I'm going to do is just, this is going to be the edge of the pipe there, is I'm just going to singe it around the corners, just because I want to get a ragged look, and I don't want it to look like I've cut it with a pair of scissors. I want it to look like the metal has dissolved over time due to the weird acidic gunk which is going through it. Alright, so that's blazing away merrily. You never see people doing anything with fire these days, you know. There you go, and just blow that. There you go, just blow that out. There we go. And as you can see, that's given it a nice uneven surface over there. There we go. That really is quite a lovely scented candle. And then the other thing I want to do is I just want to have a bit where the gunk has eaten through the side of the pipe. So I'm going to hold it over that candle there just for a minute. If you're uncomfortable using, naked flames, then do feel free to use a pair of scissors. But I'm using fire because I think it gives my videos a slightly more dramatic and dangerous air. Right, I'm going to let that cool down, and then we'll start painting it. So, having nearly set myself on fire for the sake of the 38 people who subscribe to this channel, I'm now going to show you how to do the next bit, which is the wall. So you've got the pipe here with horrible gunk coming out of this bit, and it's going to have a wall which the pipe is connected to. So this stuff here is LD45 foam. You don't have to use LD45, you can use what you like, and it is around about 5 by 4 inches. So what we're going to do first of all is, this is a spare toilet roll. So I'm going to draw around the base of the toilet roll. So we want this to sit really securely so it can withstand the vigours of play. So with a Sharpie, just draw around the base there. Don't need to be too neat, but just like that. Then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a knife, and I'm just going to carve around that circle there. So this next bit's a little bit fiddly. So I've got here a cheapo carving tool, which I got from Amazon, and you can see it's got a circular thingy. Blade, that's the word. Now, use that around the circle that we've done. Just use that, and that should go through really nicely through the foam, just like that. Okay, now we're going to do the outline for the bricks. So, with a nice, good, strong steel or plastic ruler, put that onto your foam, and then draw a line down there, then another line through there. Don't worry about going through this circle thing here, it's going to be hidden by the pipe. There you go, and you've got 3 lines just there. Now let's see, so this is 4.5 inches, or in centimetres, 12 centimetres. So I'm going to make a mark every 4 centimetres. There we are, for the bricks. And then again, don't be too neat with this. Okay, and now what we're doing is we're going to do in the middle of the line above. There we are. So we've got ourselves I think there's about 72 different types of brick pattern if you're interested, but I'm absolutely not, so I'm just going to use normal brick patterns. There we go. So we've got a nice little brick outline like that. And now what I'm going to do is, with my trusty half moon blade, this thing here, and you can use a scalpel or a craft knife or basically anything for this, is I'm going to cut out the brickwork. So after a bit of jiggery pokery, we've now got this wall here, which is meant to be kind of breeze blocks, sort of bricks. Now, this is going to go on top of a nice kind of sturdy, solid cardboard base. Now, this one here is the bottom from a birthday cake. Like most middle-class British families, my wife and I, between 3 to 5 discounted birthday cakes a week. So it's quite good as a way to use those up that you have lying around the house. Now, what we're going to do now with our old trusty friend the Sharpie pen is, starting at the back here, we're going to go down the side of the wall, and then we're just going to have a big kind of squiggly pattern. And again, this doesn't have to be too neat because this is going to get covered up. There you go, and then down the side there. And now with a pair of strong scissors, cut that out, and that will be the base that this will rest on. So I'm going to cut this out. You don't need to see me struggling for 5 minutes with scissors, so we'll skip ahead in a bit. And we're also going to undercoat the wall. You can see that, it goes in there quite nicely. We're going to undercoat the wall just in Poundland Grey. So, on to the next stage where we get some paint out. Now, the bit of cardboard we had earlier, you can see that's been painted a rather lurid shade of green, which is just a matte one, which we used in a previous video, called Flora's Garden, more like Nurgle's Garden, but there you go. Now, if you paint cardboard and it warps like this one has, just gently, with your thumbs, just push that back into shape, and there you go, and that's now sitting flat. So don't worry if painting it makes it warp a bit. Now, the first thing we're going to do is, we've got our wall here, which was spray painted grey, which is looking very nice, and we're going to get this stuff, which is just very, very watered down black acrylic paint. There you go. So you can see the effect that we've got here is a sort of a dirty breeze block. Now, I'm going to put that to one side to dry. Whoops, got some on this. That doesn't matter, because I'll just wipe away nicely. Wipe. There we are. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to dry brush our pipe. Actually looks quite nice. I'm quite pleased with that. You can see where that's looks like that's been eroded away. So just any old metallic silver paint, pop that off, and then with a crap brush that you don't care too much about, get some on that brush there, and then immediately take it off again. Yeah, look a little bit like the Tin Man here, but who cares? Right, and then what you want to do is you want to just tickle the pipe, okay? Absolutely just tickle it. So that's looking pretty good. If you've got any Rust Special Effect paints, feel free to slap that on as well. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to stick this together. So now that the paint's dried, we're going to stick it all together. Now what you want here on the back is a nice line of glue. Again, don't worry, no need to be too neat. And then you want to be a little bit careful here. So you're trying to get that into the... there we go. Now you can see what I'm doing here. So this, this is going to sit really nicely in there. Let's give it a gentle twisteroo. There we go. So that's sitting nicely in there. And then this bit will just sit nicely on top of there. Now we're going to wait for that to dry, and then we're going to do something with that, because at the moment that looks a bit terrible. But I'm going to show you how to make the toxic gunk, which is spilling out of here and is going to have a base here. Okay, so let's wait for that to dry, and I'll be back in a moment. So here comes the fun bit, and if you thought the fire was the fun bit, ooh, you've seen nothing yet. So I've used 6 tubes of this stuff, so 3 of each, which is the epoxy, the resin and the hardener, which again it's £2 for 2 on Amazon, so it's cost me £3 worth of resin. Now, We're going to mix that with a shed load more of Flora's Garden, which was this weird, horrible, gunky coloured paint. There you go. Get in there. There we go. Right, so in fact, I'm going to use a lolly stick just to get it out, just to save us all time. So, you want a generous kind of dollop in there. And then, this is just an old food container. Just give that a really good stir. Make sure you get your money's worth. Get all the resin in there. Good and mixed up. There we go. I'd like to see Jess top this. There you go, Jessica Townsend with her fancy camera and her ability to know what highlights are in paint. You know, who does she think she is? But anyway, we'll show her. I'll show them all. There we go. It might be the resin fumes talking, but I'm feeling really optimistic about that. As you can see, that's the exact same colour as our base there, which is what we're after. And ooh, that's very satisfying. That's very satisfying. Look at that. Now, poured out the vast bulk of that. Now, do not let it escape off of the cardboard. So, using our friend the lolly stick here, just give that a good spread all around the base. There we go. So you want to cover right up to the edge of the base if you can. Now, if you can't go right to the edge of the base, don't worry. Just trim the base and then give it another paint of Flora's Garden, whatever horrible shade of green you're using. There we go. Now, so that's spreading out quite nicely like that. So when this dries, this is going to look gorgeous and glossy and frankly a little bit wonderful. Like so. Now here comes the tricky part where it can all go a little bit Pete-tong. So tip up your plastic food tray or whatever the hell you're using, and you want to pour a really generous amount actually into the pipe itself, because we want it to look like it's coming out of the pipe. There we are, perfect. There we go, and you know, I'm quite pleased with that. You know, shockingly, this might be the part of the horror movie where someone says we're safe and then they get attacked by the slasher, but I reckon that looks pretty damn good. So again, let's get all of that gunk out of that. This was a Marks and Spencer's thingamajig, and you know, I'm just going to put a little bit up here as well for that to drip downwards. There we go, like that. Lovely stuff. Okay, and then kind of up the sides a little bit maybe. Yeah, I think so. Sides a bit. Now, try not to get the threads of resin everywhere. Da 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 da. And just again, just teasing that right to the side. Make sure it goes all the way back up to the wall. And just everywhere that's paint needs to be covered with the resin. Now, here's where we get a little bit complicated, and it's me, so it's not going to get too complicated, don't you worry. But we've got here some of our old friend Warp Lightning, and we're just going to put in just a dribble. Dribble. Oh, there we go, that's enough. Literally just a tiny bit, partly because this stuff's expensive, and secondly because all you need is a drizzle. A drizzle? A drizzle, that's the one. There you go. And what you need, it's just like folding in the icing on a marble cake. You know, when you do the icing on the top, and you just spread it outwards with a fork, just like that. And that just adds a little bit more of texture and colour, and generally just makes it a little bit more interesting rather than just kind of flat green slime. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to tease that out there. Tease that around there. Again, ooh, I hope that, I don't know if you can see that bubble there, but I'm really hoping that bubble stays in when it dries, because that would look fantastic. There we go. Perfect stuff. Now I'm really happy with that. I think that looks pretty fantastic. Now, finishing touches, I've got this here, which is a little skull from the Citadel Skull set. Citadel Skull set. That's a bit of a tongue twister. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that partially submerged in the gunk there. There you go. I'll give that a touch up of Skeleton Horde. But that just gives it a teeny tiny little extra, you know, something just to jazz it up a little bit. Right, I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then in the morning I'm also going to add a few little finishing touches just to make it look really nice for you. Right, so can't wait to see how this goes. See ya. And here we go. So I've popped on a bit of Gorilla Glue on the side here to get that kind of wonderful scummy runoff of some sort of scummy thing. I don't know what the hell that is. And I've added a bit of Skeleton Horde onto that skull there, so that's looking pretty good. And I've tarted it up with some graffiti, such as Scum for Life, K and J and a heart, Drock the R Bitey, which if you get that reference then you're instantly cool, by the way, and Corpse Starch is people. Oh, and a little snake tag there for my Escher gang. Now, what I've done with the nuclear waste stuff here is I've just covered the whole damn thing in army painted dark tone. So that makes it look a bit less cartoony, and you can see there the little hole that we burnt inside the toilet roll using fire, which makes this video twice as cool as whatever the hell Jess is doing. You can see that it's got a nice little view there inside for the nuclear waste. Now, fair warning, it might be an idea for you to do the nuclear waste step outside, because I don't know how it happened. I mean, I'm happy it did, but the resin got all bubbly here, and it started to get really hot. So, I don't know, maybe do that outside. I don't know if it would burst into flames or what, but anyway, the point is, it's impossible to replicate because science. But anyway, it looks pretty good. So, most likes at the end of a week wins. I'll post a link to Jess's video below, but you know, don't vote for her, vote for me. I'm fantastic. I mean, if you can't bear to choose between us, then vote for both of us, I guess. You know, I can't really stop you. So thank you very much for watching, and I think next time we'll have a bit of a play around with some more Necromunda stuff, because I want to do a video on House Escher, and how to just quickly get a gang of the House Escher warriors just up to a tabletop standard nice and quickly. So thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.